Yo, what's up? It's your boy Carcino here, man, and straight up and down, this is a situation where Floyd was like the big brother to Chris. I mean, Chris, Bow Wow, Marcus, all of us, we used to do the celebrity boxing tournaments. It was nothing for us to see these guys back in 06, 05, around that time. 07, these guys was little in the game. They were like teenagers. People forget how young Chris Brown actually was when he was doing all this stuff. Like 10 years ago, Chris Brown was 17 years old. This kid's not even 30. And people are like looking at him like, man, he's had a long career. I mean, he's been fighting for 10 years to have his career, get it back on the track it was before all this stuff happened. So it's like for 10 years, he's still fighting the same demons. But Floyd always had his back, no matter what. Chris was his guy. He didn't roll with Soulja Boy. Floyd and Soulja was never tight like that. Not that they had a problem, they just wasn't tight. And he didn't know Soulja Boy. But him and Chris Brown and Bow Wow, they from like Cali, so Floyd knew them, and they got to hang out with Floyd and kick it, play ball, and the chicks and everybody else coming around. Things happen. And one of the girls, and I ain't gonna make her famous, but one of the girls that used to mess with Floyd messed with Chris before, and this is like after the fact. And this is around the 2015 era, and all of these things started to spin into a cycle because the management behind Ray J, who was cool with Floyd, and Ray J fell out. Him and Chris got the same management. And even though that fell apart with Ray J, Floyd still had his relationship with Chris. And didn't judge him on that. But he was hurt to find out that one of the chicks that he was dealing with, Kristen took her, basically, and was messing with her. And Floyd don't like nobody messing with women he mess with. It's just, I don't understand this type of behavior where men feel like they own these women. But, it is what it is. So when this situation got to a head, Floyd did some things while Chris was on the phone with another chick that playing around, saying stuff. But he was trying to mess stuff up. And, some jealousy or inner hate probably was kicking in. Who knows? But what he said, I rated Chris because it created a situation. And Chris was like, that wasn't cool. What you did. So a lot of stuff went down. Floyd had sent the chick a picture, and Floyd was like, oh, that's an old picture, and I don't know what she trying to do, and it's all kind of stuff was going on at that time. But Chris and Floyd at that point last year decided they just ain't finna hang no more. They done. Chris was done with Floyd. Floyd was done with Chris. It was just like that. So I didn't expect to see Chris at any more TMT basketball games at that point. Then Floyd has an opportunity to throw a jab at somebody, he ain't dealing with no more. Floyd act like he too big for it, but then he'll see an avenue where he can throw a jab or something. He'll do something, and he's been going out his way for Nia Guzman, who is Chris Brown's former, I guess, one-night stand, or I don't know if they were dating or not, but she has Chris Brown's baby. That's his daughter. So Floyd sponsored, TMT sponsored Chris Brown's daughter. His daughter name is Royalty, so they sponsored Royalty. So for the past 3 months, 4 months, like photo shoots and everything they do, they got pictures of Royalty and TNT, all that attire. But Floyd is really doing all this as a jab to Chris. You know, don't think it ain't. And, you know, she's like, I'm not sleeping with Floyd. So it kind of gives the illusion of why is Floyd doing this for her? Why is Floyd going all out his way for Nia Guzman? There's other kids out there. What is the connection? She must be sleeping with Floyd. And see, that's what is created by this through the media. People know what they're doing. If I come out and says, you know, I'm not taking Nicki Minaj back. I don't want nothing to do with Nicki Minaj even though she's single. The general consensus of the public would be, oh man, Carcino don't want nothing to do with Nicki Minaj no more. Or like, man, they must have a pass. What in the world's going on that Carcino don't want Nicki Minaj? What? Something must have went down. That's the public will fill in the blanks. And that's what this is. They created a scenario where the public will fill in blanks. And Floyd knows how Chris is about women he's dated. When you know somebody has a light skin condition where they just can't take it, you know how to jab them. So this was done in a way to jab Chris. Chris never responded to Floyd. But when Soulja Boy got the pictures and decided to exploit it and put it out on display, Chris went directly at Soulja Boy. Like, don't play with my daughter like that. Now, Floyd has never said nothing disrespectful to Chris. Chris not said one word disrespectful to Floyd. They kept it cordial, and they kept it professional, and they kept it as men. But to say Chris's management gets along well with Floyd, well, that's something that I don't think that is a true statement. I think they could do business together, though. But, you know, that's just a whole nother story altogether. So, when this fight took place, and Floyd buddied up with Soulja, and was like, my big bro Floyd, he got me. He gonna train me. I'm TMT. Floyd's rolling with me. And all of his support for Soulja. Even though he's the main promoter, he's basically riding with Soulja Boy to beat Chris. You know, it was only fitting that it goes out this way. And we'll do part 2. We'll talk about the 50 situation with Soulja Boy next. But I wanted to get this clarified and out of the way first, because a lot of people have been asking me questions about it. So, how I always say, y'all said, I didn't want to do this, but y'all, since y'all asked me to, I went ahead and did it, just for y'all. Alright, I'm out.